Hello, and welcome to the latest installment in Critics and Cars Getting Home. And what did we just see?
Well, we just come out of the Event Cinemas Newmarket, which is where we see most of our films, and we have just seen Tom McCarthy's latest film, and it's called Stillwater, starring the wonderful Matt Damon, Abigail Breslin, and Camille Cotin from my favorite French television show on Netflix, Call My Agent.
I haven't watched it yet, but she's convinced me to at least watch one show that she's seen 3 seasons of on Netflix. And how many seasons have you seen of Call My Agent?
I have seen all 6 of, or all 4.
6 seasons?
No, maybe there are 4, but whatever. Camille Cotin, she plays Andrea, if you have seen Call My Agent. She is wonderful in this film. She speaks English and French. The film, because let's get on to Stillwater, is set in Marseille. Now, the story, I think, is super interesting. It's about a father, but the father is a typical grunty American bloke who, when we first meet him, is going to Marseille in the south of France, and it turns out he visits there many times, and we don't know why until it is revealed that his daughter, an American, is serving a 9-year prison sentence for murder.
Yes, and if this sounds familiar at all about a college student serving a murder sentence overseas, it's based on the Amanda Knox story somewhat, although many liberties have been taken with it.
One key thing, which is, it's not material to it, but one key thing is that Amanda Knox is alleged to have murdered her female roommate or friend in Italy. So actually the Amanda Knox story takes place in Italy. And I don't know, I haven't done any reading on it yet, but I'm keen to find out why McCarthy's story has been migrated, if you will, to the south of France.
Well, the the credits of the story was by 2 French authors as well as that, so I wonder if there was an original draft and Tom McCarthy then got involved and was like, we can make this all about America today. So first of all, Tom McCarthy, most famous for Spotlight, the film about the sex scandal in the Catholic Church.
So again, based on truth. Yeah, yes. Right. So based on truth and with, I don't know how many liberties, but a lot of real people playing real people.
Yeah.
Sorry, actors playing real people, like Rachel McAdam and Mark Ruffalo, am I right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And also The Visitor with Richard Jenkins playing a New York lawyer, I think it is, who has an unlikely culture clash where he meets a refugee who he winds up taking in and trying to help out.
Which is relevant only because there is a huge migrancy sort of subplot. Marseille, as you will know, is at the south of France, so therefore it is just across the water from the North African coast, and it has a huge migrant population. And so a lot of what the, what did we just watch? Stillwater, not the Amanda Knox story, don't get confused. A lot of it is very beautifully steeped in the I want to say the banlieue, the suburbs, the gritty suburbs and the housing development blocks where the migrant community live, and they're predominantly North African.
Yeah, well, and also the main, for me, the heart of the film, and the thing that really carries it, is the beautiful relationship between Bill, played by Matt Damon, and Call My Agent lady's 5-year-old fatherless daughter, Maya. And I would love to watch the film that is 90 minutes of Bill and Maya
hanging out. Yeah,
hanging out and solving hardware problems, instead of this crock of shit.
Oh!
So, let's talk about what you think of the film.
That's interesting. So we have not... I did not, really? You did not like this?
So here's my, first of all, here's a couple things. I had read Amanda Knox's Twitter thread about this film where she takes great umbrage in how her story has been co-opted to something that demonizes her in various ways.
And can I just make it very clear, this film does not mention her name, it does not say Italy, but it's very much predicated on the idea that if you'd remotely heard of her story, you will draw the comparison.
Well, more pointedly, the director has said it is based on the Amanda Knox story, and so all the publicity around the film is based on the Amanda Knox story, and she quite eloquently deconstructs even the fact that it's called the Amanda Knox story or the sordid Amanda Knox saga instead of her being an ancillary character and somebody murdering another person.
Sure.
So I was predisposed not to like it, and I watched it, and there's a very uneven structure in terms of the elements that seem first like it's moving towards kind of a straight-up thriller. And I was a bit mixed. And then it sort of takes a detour into something really wonderful, quiet, and observed. And I started really liking the film.
Oh, really?
And I was really with it up until they go to a soccer game. And
then it all goes a bit thriller again.
It becomes a mixed bag in the way that a bag of Skittles that somebody takes a poop in is a mixed bag. That is my feeling.
Okay. I'm not sure I like your metaphor there, Doug, but okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, all right. Well, I hear you on the sort of the arc, if you will, of where it's working, where it isn't, that sort of thing. I think, on balance, I obviously enjoyed it more than you did and appreciated it more than you did, and I will give it a higher mark than you did.
I think overall there are a lot of strengths to it. Yeah, and I do think
not least of which the performances. Can we just
outstanding.
say
Matt Damon especially? Yes.
Is so we're on the drive to the cinema. I'm like, well, you know, I wonder if he's going to play Matt Damon, and I don't really mean that in the way that we've spoken with love about the fact that Jason Bateman plays Jason Bateman. But Matt Damon, to be fair, as Doug pointed out to me, he knows how to play very different types of characters and has done so with aplomb. And remarkably, this is yet another character I have never seen him play. He is a construction working, bulked up, southern speaking, Jesus praying, gun toting, not quite Trump voting Southern American.
He's a roughneck who works on oil derricks, and has completely embodied the physicality.
Amazing.
And even just the
vocals, his voice,
the intonations, the timing, everything.
He's dropped his voice an octave, and it's gruff, and the accent is flawless. Because I'm so American, obviously I can tell. But anyway,
he nails it.
He does, and yeah, his whole performance is just wonderful. And Abigail Breslin plays the Amanda Knox surrogate. Her name's Allison in the film, Allison Baker, and she's vile. And I could understand.
It's funny, I didn't think she was that vile.
Oh, I thought she was vile. I thought she was vile to him. I thought she was.
I thought he was vile to her.
Oh.
I thought that he does something unconscionable at the start that you as the audience are screaming, "No, do not do that."
Well, I mean,
and it reminded me sort of Justice of Bunny King, where I was trying to draw the distance.
I heard you gasp. Doug doesn't often go, "Oh," like that, but I heard you gasp at that particular moment, and I was like, A, we need this for like narrative push, and B, it has to happen because he needs to be redeemed in the eyes of a daughter who thinks he's a bit of a failure. And I don't need to spoiler it any more than that, but I understand why this dad's arc goes the way that it does, because he has a very serious point to prove in a relationship to sort of claw back, you know. And I think that to me is what is at the heart of the film, and actually what makes it kind of devastating.
There's a lot of things I think are at the heart of the film, and that is
not it.
And the very last scene kind of makes it out to be a big mission statement about America, which also got it angry. We could obviously talk about this for more, but
well, I think we're going to go inside and we're going to talk about it some more. But just for the record, I'm going 4 stars.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm going 3 stars actually at the moment. So. We'll see if that holds by the time I get on Letterboxd or not. But yeah. Anyway, we're home, so till next time.
Till next time.
See ya.